Booking a trip to Florida during hurricane season comes with some obvious risks. But I was due in town for a family thing, and after a few flight cancellations and rearrangements, I made it to the western coast just as Hurricane Milton moved out to sea. My weekend in Florida was spent in and around the Hudson area, and while the immediate neighborhoods fared well through the storm, the nearby seaside communities were rocked, to say the least. Not only by Milton, but by Helene just 10 days earlier. As a visitor, I felt the best way I could help the recovery efforts during my free time was to support the local businesses which were opening back up. So, with a keen sensitivity in mind, let's take a look at the places I was able to explore during my short trip to Florida. Kicking things off was a visit to Crumps Landing in Homosassa for a quick bite to eat. With distinct tiki vibes and waterfront views, this spot came highly recommended to me, and I was impressed to see just how much of an attraction it was. Location aside, the real standout was the food, and I was told the gator bites were a must. Yes, real alligator, and yes, it did taste like chicken. Slightly different texture. The bites paired nicely with poke nachos and bang bang shrimp. After lunch, I was hoping to find a place to safely launch my paddleboard later that weekend. This area of Florida is known for its crystal clear springs, and during non-hurricane times, you'll find many locals and visitors alike out on the water. Most spots were obviously still closed, but I heard rumblings that some might have been reopening the next day, so I figured we could drive around and identify locations that were not as severely impacted by the storm. The truth is, though, and this hit me pretty quickly as we started the drive, all of these coastal areas were severely impacted by the storm. My first real glimpse of this was when I saw how long the gas lines were up and down the streets. And the point was driven home as we made our way further into some of these coastal neighborhoods. I've gone back and forth on whether or not I should share this footage, but I will say that this was eye-opening for me to see firsthand how incredibly powerful Mother Nature can be. And if you're ever told to evacuate, this is what you might be saving yourself from. I'll leave some links to donate to hurricane relief efforts in my description below. Unsurprisingly, almost every business we came across in this area was closed, but as we ventured away from the ocean, we found shops, restaurants, and attractions opening back up. With this, we were able to secure a reservation for paddleboarding and kayaking in Weeki Wachee Springs State Park the very next morning. Weeki Wachee, meaning little spring or winding river in the Seminole Indian language, is home to the deepest freshwater cave system in the country and features a 12-mile river running to the Gulf of Mexico. Besides the remarkable geology of the area, many visitors know it as an iconic roadside attraction featuring live mermaids and Florida's only spring-fed water park, Buccaneer Bay. For me, I was booked with Weeki Freshwater Adventures to enjoy an incredibly relaxing paddle on the river. During the cooler months when river temperatures remain warm, manatees will often find their way upstream, making this a great place to see what are lovingly referred to as sea cows. Unfortunately, it was too early for my trip, but it didn't make the adventure any less exciting.
Just cruising down the river.
Honestly, I loved just floating along listening to the sounds of nature. Later that afternoon, I made my way over to Tarpon Springs. Known as the sponge capital of the world, Tarpon Springs was popularized by Greek innovation in the early 1900s, making sea sponge diving a lucrative business. The town quickly became the largest sponge port in the country, and today you can stroll along the streets indulging in a variety of shops, museums, and Greek cuisine. And when I say today, I actually mean once they rebuild, because this was another seaside community horribly impacted by the recent hurricanes. You could see the inside of businesses completely ravaged along the shorefront and debris piling up on the sidewalks. Despite the damage, it was clear to me how special this town is, and that's why I wanted to include it in this video. They will rebuild, and this is definitely a place for you to visit. I think I spent about $150 on sponges, taffy, handmade soaps, and more in the few shops that were able to reopen. So that's it. Clearly this is not a typical AK Faso travel vlog, but I wanted to highlight a cool area of Florida that not too many people outside the state know about. Again, I'll leave some links in the description below for hurricane relief efforts, and as always, thanks so much for watching.